Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right. So, are you all ready for the class? Varun, can you also ask Aditya to join, dear?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, where's my book? Okay. So let's get started, kids, with our Ramayan session. And what we can do is we can. So do you all remember what we discussed last time? I think it was a good revision for us last time, isn't it? Do you all remember that? So we had a discussion about, obviously, Kishkinta Kanta is what we are looking at. And so we realized how Rama and Sugriva met each other and how they greeted each other, how Rama embraced Sugriva, and how Hanuman was acting as a mediator for Sugriva, and how Hanuman's, when he spoke, how his speech was glorified by Rama. All that we saw last time. All of you, are you okay with that? Do you want any more revisions on that? Okay, Shiva says yes, he remembers. Okay, Govinda, are you good? Okay, Varun, do you remember, dear?
Not really.
You don't remember how Rama was praising Hanuman for his... You don't remember, dear?
I remember that.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. You don't want me to revise it again to you, isn't it?
No.
Okay, did Aditya join?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, go and call him also. Okay?
I told him, except he didn't join.
Okay, he will join. Okay, sounds good. So we can get started with today's class, kids. And then we will see what is there to learn. Okay? So Akshara, I didn't do much, dear. Yesterday, whatever last class we learned, I just happened to quickly, I didn't even revise anything. So we are going to start now, and now you can learn attentively. Okay? So let's see. Okay, so I'm just looking into the paragraph here. 1 second. Okay. So now remember, there was a time when Sugriva actually told Rama that, oh, you know what? Sita happened to drop some jewels, and so as because she was being carried away by Ravana, at that point in time she dropped some jewels, and what happened was Sugriva, he picked up those jewels, and he told, oh, you know what? I actually took the jewels of Sita, and I've kept it with me. And now Rama was so curious. Oh my God, I would like to see that. I want to see those jewels. Can you please show the jewels of Sita to me? Like that, Rama was very much going forward to asking Sugriva. This shows how anxious and how eager he was, isn't it? I'm sorry, kids, if my voice is a little blurry or a little rough. Please bear with me. I'm not, somehow I think I'm having this sore throat. So please bear with me. Okay. And then upon seeing the ornaments of Mother Sita, Rama was like, oh, darling, oh, dearly beloved. As tears fell from the lotus eyes of Rama, he began wailing painfully and then lost consciousness. When you are attached to something so dearly, that is when you lose consciousness, isn't it? Have you ever lost consciousness because you missed something in your life, like how Rama is? Is this possible for us? No, we are not so deeply attached to anything. In fact, we are so far away from Krishna, but still we are not really, to the extent we are missing him so much, isn't it? So that's the point with our conditioning, and we need to work on that. Maybe you guys are very good, but I'm not up to that level yet. After coming to the senses, Rama said, oh, Lakshmana, these articles were owned by Sita. Do you recognize them? Hey, Lakshmana, do you see that? These ornaments, they are owned by, after coming back from consciousness, he's saying that. Lakshmana replied, I never looked at Sita above her ankles. So I cannot say whether the cloth is hers or not. Look at Lakshmana. I do, however, recognize the ankle bells because I used to bow down to her lotus feet every morning. Very, very important, kids. Those of you who joined late, I'm just discussing about the point where Sugriva actually told Rama, what did he say, Rama? He told Rama that he has collected the paraphernalia of Sita Mata, isn't it? At that time, Ram, he was so curious and so anxious to get to see the paraphernalia of Sita Mata. Immediately he asked Sugriva, can I please see that? When Sugriva showed it, he immediately fell unconscious seeing those paraphernalia of Sita Mata. He got so much of remembrance that even went to the extent of being unconscious. After getting up from his consciousness, he asked he asked Lakshman, he told Lakshman, hey, do you remember all this paraphernalia of Sita Mata? At that point, what did Lakshman say? This is a question I will ask. What did Lakshman say? Lakshman said, oh, you know what? I don't even look at Sita Mata above her ankles. Never have I done that. Never, ever. Today
Mataji, we were saying that.
Yeah, it is Lakshmana who is saying this to Rama. When Rama asked this question, do you remember the paraphernalia of Sita Mata? For that, Lakshmana is saying, I have never looked at Sita Mata above her ankles. But I do remember her ankle bells because I bow down to her lotus feet every day. Every day he bows down. How much respect, how much affection, how much service attitude. Nobody can recognize how much service attitude. So we must learn from Lakshman. Today is Nityananda Trayodasi. We have to remember Nityananda Mahaprabhu. That's why Nityananda Prabhu, and that's why I didn't want to, obviously cancel this class, because just Lakshman, right? Lakshman in Rama Avatar was Balaram in Krishna Avatar. So we are discussing about Lakshman's glorification. So every one of you, this question will be asked. Each of you have to say about Lakshman today, because today is glorification of Nityananda Prabhu and we are glorifying Lakshman. See, he doesn't look at other people's wives. He doesn't even see above the ankles. He sees he sees Sita Mata's ankle just because he has to go down to her lotus feet. Otherwise, he wouldn't have known about her ankles also. Okay. Do you all understand this point, kids? When I ask this question, will everyone be able to say this answer?
Can you say it again?
Govinda, what are you doing? See, everybody come take your minds back from Antarctica. Where all you're going? Alaska? Your studies? What is going to happen in Super Bowl? Are you all distracted? Please bring your mind back. Okay, kids, no problem. I will repeat it, Govind. This is important. I told you today is Nityananda Trayodasi and we need to remember about Lakshman, because Lakshman in Rama Avatar is Balaram in Krishna Avatar. Okay, dear. Govind. Now, I said when Rama saw the paraphernalia, he showed Lakshman and asked, oh my God, Lakshman, do you remember Sita Mata's paraphernalia? And for that, Lakshman is saying, no, I don't look Sita Mata above her ankle. So I remember her ankles because I bow down to her lotus feet. This is what she said. Okay, dear. And now we are going to go forward. Akshara, do you have a question, dear? Okay.
No.
Okay, no problem. You raised your hand. Rama then inquired about Ravana, and Sugriva replied, unfortunately, I have not heard of Ravana. However, you may rest assured, I will help you find him. Oh Rama, you should not lament excessively for the loss of your dear wife. A person can never become happy simply by grieving. Indeed, such sorrow actually diminishes one's strength and puts his life in danger. Although I'm a foolish monkey and I'm in a similar situation, I don't lament as much as you. Very important, kids. This will be another question I will ask. What Sugriva told Rama. So when Rama was excessively grieving for his lost wife, Sugriva was giving him confidence. See, I'm also in a similar situation like you. My wife is also not there with me, but I'm not grieving so much like you, dear Rama. Because by grieving, what happens is you will lose all your energy, all your strength, everything will be lost. And you are not going to, your life is actually put into danger. Because when we get angry, when we have some lamentation, it also affects our body, isn't it? And this body is a tool through which we can actually perform devotional service. When the body is diminishing and losing its strength, would we be able to perform devotional service, kids? Can we do devotional service, or can we even concentrate on our studies? Is it possible? When we are crying excessively, like that all day, if we are crying, what will happen to us? We will lose strength, isn't it? We will lose our strength and we will not be able to concentrate. If you have your homework, you can't do because you're crying all day. Have you seen this? It affects you actually. When you get angry, when you become, when you lament, it's not good for you, first of all. You think, oh, you're dominating. You're having everybody under control. No, you are losing your vitality. Okay. Do you understand this point? This is a very important learning lesson that Sugriva has told Rama. Okay. Are you all clear? Hearing, okay, I want somebody to say this for me now. Manar, what did I say with regards to what did Sugriva say, Rama?
Sugriva said that don't lament for your lost wife.
Yes.
Like you will lose your strength and then you're gonna put your life in danger. Like
exactly what I said. Oh my God, you're so good. Hearing Sugriva, Rama became little pacified. He then embraced Sugriva again, and the two sat together comfortably. See this affection that Rama is exhibiting. As soon as somebody consoled him, immediately hugged and embraced Sugriva. This is the second time he is actually embracing Sugriva. Oh Sugriva, rest assured, I will kill Vali this very day. First, however, I would like to know how such enmity developed between the two brothers. Can you please tell me? I don't really understand what happened between the two brothers. You guys, what happened? What was the problem? I like to know that. I can definitely take care of this guy, Wali. But before that, I can even kill him today. I can do that today. But I want to know, what is your enmity all about? Can you please tell me? It's a valid question, isn't it? Sugriva replied. It's only unto a true friend that one can give full vent to his grief. As it happened, when my father died, Vali, being the elder prince, became the king of Kishkinda, and I engaged in his service. So as soon as my father passed away, this Vali, he took up the charge and I started to serve him. Before this, Mayavi, the son of Maya Danava, had established an enmity with Vali because of a woman. Afterwards, one night, as everyone lay sleeping, Mayavi came to Kishkinda and challenged Vali to fight. Although his wives and I tried to restrain him, the enraged Vali rushed out of the palace to meet the aggressor. I followed my brother, and when the demon Mayavi saw us, he became frightened and he ran away. When he gave a chase, Mayavi entered a deep cave that was covered by thick weeds. Vali ordered me to guard the entrance while he went into the cave to fight the demon. Thereafter, entire year passed, and although I remained there guarding the entrance, I saw no sign of my brother. Suddenly, I observed blood mixed with foam oozing from the cave, and I could hear the noise of many demons, but not my brother's voice. I concluded that Vali must have been slain. I then blocked the entrance to the cave with a huge boulder, and I offered water for the benefit of the departed brother's soul. When I returned to Kishkinda, the ministers installed me upon the royal throne and I began ruling the kingdom righteously. Are you all able to understand, kids? Listen very carefully. This is very important. We need to understand what is the enmity that happened between Sugriva and Vali. Aditya, you will be summarizing this, Aditya. So please listen carefully. I'm even telling who's going to go next, okay? Aditya, are you there?
Yes, Mataji.
So you can listen. So what happened was, there is an enmity that Vali had with Maya Danava because of a woman. And one day, Mayadanava's son came and came to attack Vali. At that time, his wife, his brother Sugriva, all of them, they just didn't want him to go and fight with this son of Mayadanava. But then Vali was so aggressive, he just went very aggressively to fight with this guy. On seeing both the brothers coming, Sugriva and Vali coming, what happened? Mayadanava's son started to run and he went into a cave to hide there. And in the cave, 1 year passed away. Okay, nobody came out of the cave. 1 year passed away, and then Sugriva, he was guarding the cave. He was there standing in front of the cave. Okay, but 1 year passed, and then blood started oozing out of the cave. There were a lot of sounds that were heard. Okay, the demoniac sounds. But Sugriva could not hear the sound of his brother, so he assumed his brother is dead. Okay, there is no more brother, so he kind of assumed he was slain. And then what he did was he closed the boulder with a big stone. He closed the cave with a big stone. This is what happened. And then he went back to the palace. And when he went back to the palace, all the monkeys there, they crowned him as a king, because obviously they thought this guy Vali is no more, and hence the next hire is Sugriva and he has to rule. And now this is what is the situation. Can you all understand? This is the story. Aditya, you can go ahead and summarize, and then I will go ahead and say the next one.
So basically, Vali, he got into a fight with
Mayadanava's son.
Mayadanava's son, and then Sugriva did not want him to do it, because then it would end up in a lot of conflict. Except then because they were so angry at each other, they continued. And then after 1 year, there's a cave, and then there's blood.
Actually, this guy Mayadanava, he was frightened when he saw two brothers coming out of the palace.
When Mayadanava, when he saw Sugriva and Vali, he
coming
ran
together.
up to the cave.
Correct. That is when he ran to the cave.
Except then Vali followed him, and then Vali and Mayadanava, they got into a fight, and then after 1 year, the blood started oozing out. So then Sugriva blocked the cave, and because he couldn't hear his brother, Sugriva, he thought that Vali was dead. So then he blocked the cave entrance, and then he took up the throne.
Exactly. This is what happened. Okay, Aditya, are you clear? Yeah, you also said it, but yeah, the order was a little bit missing there. Okay, are you clear, dear? Hare Krishna.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Therearafter, the entire year passed, and although I remained there guarding the entrance, I saw no sign of my brother. Then that's what Varun explained. Then what happened? Next, I want Shiva to listen carefully here. You can explain the next part, okay? This part, what I'm going to say now. It came to pass that after some time, so much to the surprise of everyone, Vali returned to Kishkinda, having slain the demon. When my brother saw me seated on my throne, he became enraged. Now Vali happened to see this guy, Sugriva, on the throne. He slain Mayadanava's son. And then he came victoriously. And when he saw this guy was sitting on the throne, he became enraged in anger. This is not right, like that he said. And immediately he arrested the ministers, throwing them in chains. I could have fought with my brother, but out of respect, I bowed down to him. Sugriva is saying, I didn't fight with my brother. I had so much respect for him. I didn't fight with him, but I bowed down to him. And I placed him at the royal crown at his feet, hoping he would become pacified. Vali, however, remained angry. See how anger can actually torment a person, how anger can ruin a person. If he is not soft-hearted, if he doesn't get pacified when somebody is saying the explanation also he couldn't say. Vali is not even able to listen, because what happens when you are in anger? You don't know what you are doing. Buddhi nasho pranashyati, isn't it? You lose your intelligence. At that time, you can't decide anything. So you better calm down and then listen to what happened. But here now he's in an angry mood. And then Vali, however, remained angry and continued to severely abuse me. Severely abuse. You know abuse, right? Abuse means torture. some torture he's giving to this guy Sugriva. Then calling together the leading citizens, he announced to all, I entered the bowels of the earth to kill this demon Mayavi. And it was only after searching for him for 1 year, I found him. And after I killed the demon and all his relatives, the blood from their bodies flowed, practically filling up the cave and making it very difficult for me to get out. When I finally reached the mouth of the cave, I discovered that somebody blocked the cave with a huge boulder, and that was Sugriva. I called out Sugriva again and again, Sugriva, Sugriva, Sugriva. No answer at all from him. Finally, I kicked out the boulder, freeing myself and returned to Kishkinta. Much to my surprise, I am seeing this guy Sugriva. He is sitting on the royal throne. What is this? I could not then understand that his intention was to shut me up within this cave, then to gain control of my kingdom. See how he blindly assumes something. Can you all relate to the sequence? When somebody is trying to say from their practical point of view, what is that is there in their heart? We have to have the ears to listen. Say, for example, your brother or sister did some mistake. That's what you are thinking. But then the brother did not actually make a mistake. But you need to hear from your brother now, or you need to hear from your parents if you think they have made the mistake. If there is no room to clarify that, then how will both of you be satisfied? Are you clear, kids? A very important learning lesson for us. We should turn our ears. We should be soft-hearted, never be hard-hearted, okay? When you're angry, don't decide anything. Don't yell at people. Don't please, better be calm and just chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra or take some deep breaths. Once the situation cools down, then you can be in a position to hear from somebody, okay? So now, Shiva, can you explain what happened now? What happened now?
After some to the palace and saw Sugriva sitting on the
Throne.
royal throne, and he was so angry.
Correct.
And Sugriva bowed down and
Correct.
placed him on the royal throne.
Yes.
And
still he was very angry.
And Wali is still very angry, and Wali thought Sugriva wanted to shut him in the cave and be the king of the kingdom.
Yes, that was the wrong assumption on his part, isn't it? So this is what happened. This is the reason for the conflict. Till now, Wali has not heard from Sugriva what really was in his heart when he closed the boulder, isn't it? He thought, what did Sugriva think? He thought his brother was no more. And then he closed the cave and went to Kishkinta because it's been a year already. But then, how would he have ever known that Wali was struggling to come out of the cave? That is the point. Okay, kids, are you all clear? I have Manhar, Govind, Akshara, Varun, Aditya, and Shiva. Are you all clear, kids?
Yes.
Can you? Oh, yeah. Suraj is also there. Okay, I didn't see you. I'm seeing you just now, Suraj. Good job. Okay. And then now, what happened after that? Can you say, Akshara? Do you mind saying what happened? I mean, do you mind saying this narration part after me?
Sure.
Okay, good. Thereafter, Bali took away all my possessions, including my wife, and banished me from Kishkinta, leaving me with my single cloth. Just one cloth he has now, okay? That was the position of Sugriva. Since that time, I have been residing in this mountain with my close friends. Rama then said, my dear Sugriva, rest assured, I will kill Vali so that you can recover your wife and kingdom. I will do that for you, dear Sugriva. Don't even worry about it. Okay, dear. Akshara, you can summarize what I said now.
So, Vali took everything and banned him from the castle. Okay. And Rama's telling him, you calm down. So that I'll go fight Vali and bring back everything you lost.
Correct. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, dear Akshara. Very good listening. And very good, all of you all, whoever narrated it, Aditya, Varun, Shiva, Akshara, so far, so good. Great job, kids. Very important to listen. And the next narrator is going to be, can you do this, Govind? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, good. Carefully listen now. Even after hearing Rama's assurances, Sugriva remained doubtful whether Rama was powerful enough to slay Vali. Sugriva was doubtful. Oh my God, what is this? Rama is saying, I can slay Vali, I can slay Vali. But is this Rama really powerful? Is he capable? Like that he's thinking. To further illustrate his elder brother's prowess, he told the following story. A very important story is coming up now. Once there was a great demon named Dundubi, who was wandered all over the earth in the form of a buffalo. Upon reaching the seashore, Dundubi challenged the ocean to fight. The ocean personified then appeared and said, "Oh, best of Asuras, I am not competent match for you. I suggest you approach Himavan, the presiding deity of Himalayas and father-in-law of Lord Shiva." Thinking the ocean to be afraid of fighting with him, Dundubi went to the Himalayan mountains and began tearing down his peaks and cliffs. Himavan then appeared upon one mountain top and said, "I am the shelter of great rishis who are non-violent and equipoised. I am not adept at warfare. Therefore, O greatest of demons, please leave aside and don't create any further disturbance." Till this part, we can understand what is going on. Okay. So Sugriva, so what happened? Now see this guy, what happened? Sugriva was not convinced about Rama going to slay Vali. So he want to explain another story to him so that he kind of understands the powerful nature of Vali. And all of you kids, you will be asked questions later after Govind narrates the summary as well. So I don't want anybody see how much I'm trying for you all to listen. If your mind is wondering, how much time are you listening to Krishna Katha? Maybe this 1 hour, maybe this 45 minutes, that's all, isn't it? So why can't you pay attention? Please, I beg all of you to pay attention to the class, because this is going to help you cleanse your heart. Okay, kids? You will become a very nice boy or a girl after this class. Or in the process itself, it's happening. That cleansing is happening. So can you all listen to this class, please? I know each of you have your own data and duty to do, but for this 45 minutes or this 50 minutes, can you all pay attention to the class, kids? Yes? Okay, good. Yes. So please. So now what happened between demon, this guy Dundubi, he wants to fight with who? He wants to fight with, he challenged the ocean god to fight. And the ocean god said, no, I'm not interested in fighting. Then he's asking him to go to Himalayas. So Himavan, he's fighting with Himavan, and he broke all the mountain peaks of the Himavan. And Himavan started to say, Dundubi, please see, all these nice sages are there. They are all very peacefully. They are all non-violent people. They are all equipoised people. Please don't create disturbance here. Why are you doing this, Dundubi? What is wrong with you? Like that, Dundubi and Himavan were having conversations. Now, this part you can explain, dear Govinda. So listen now. The angry demon then asked who he could fight with instead, and Himavan described, my brother Vali, the son of Indra. Therefore, Dundubi went to Kishkinda, okay, and while bellowing loudly, he began tearing up the ground with his hooves, uprooting the trees, and then he also damaged the city gates with the horns. So what were the sequence? Now, who is he attacking? So,
now he was going to attack Vali.
Correct. Now he's attacking Vali. And where did he go now?
To the kingdom.
Kingdom. Where is the kingdom?
In Kishkinda.
Kishkinda. That is where he's uprooting everything. Okay. So the order is Dundubi is there. First he actually fought with who? First, he actually fought with Ocean God. Ocean God was not interested. He sent him to Himavan. Himavan had a fight with him, but Himavan was saying, oh, you're actually ruining the rishis who are very non-violent and equipoised and peaceful. So you better go and fight with this guy Vali, who's the son of Indra. And then you take care of fighting with him. So he's uprooting everything in Kishkinda now. Vali immediately went out and challenged this arrogant demon to fight. Okay, now the next part. Suraj, can you explain this part? Okay, listen now. Are you ready, dear Suraj?
Yes, Mataji.
Good, good. Listen carefully. Vali immediately went out and challenged the arrogant demon to fight. After a brief exchange of harsh words, Vali grabbed Dundubi by the horns, whirled him around, and dashed him to the ground, causing blood to flow from the demon's ears. A fierce duel then ensued, and as each struck the other forcefully. However, after a short time, the demon began to weaken. Seeing this, Vali lifted Dundubi into the air and smashed him on the ground with all strength. So now this guy Dundubi lost his, he became weakened, and because of which Vali gained strength and he actually smashed him on the ground. Can you say this, Suraj, what happened between Vali and Dundubi?
Mataji, am I supposed to repeat the same thing?
Yeah, you are repeating the same thing so that everything
Okay.
sticks into your head. That's all.
Okay, so what happened was Vali and this demon called Dundubi were both fighting. Okay, and then Vali took Dundubi and hit him hard, and then he fell on the floor, which caused blood to come out of his ear. And then after that, he took all of his strength and slammed him down, and he became really weak.
Good listening, dear. Good listening. Okay. So now, Mihika, are you there, dear? I don't know if you're there. Mihika? Mihika is not here. Okay. So Manhar may be next. Okay. As blood poured profusely from every hole of his body, the demon gave up his life. Then Vali lifted Dundubi's dead body and hurled it 4 miles away. However, as the corpse flew through the air, drops of blood from the mouth landed on the ground of Matanga Rishi's ashram. Then the angered great Rishi, who wondered who could have done this thoughtless, stupid act. When Matanga Rishi came to know that this demon had been killed by Vali, then what happened? He pronounced the following curse. What is the curse that he's pronouncing? If a monkey ever comes within 4 miles of my ashram, he will die instantly. If any of his ministers come here, they will remain as statues for thousands of years. So see how the Rishi actually gave a curse to this guy, Vali. If a monkey is going to come near my ashram within 4 miles of distance, he is definitely going to instantly die. And not only that, all his ministers who come here will remain as statues for thousands of years. This is the curse. Because this guy happened to fell on the Matanga Rishi's ashram, and he was like, "This is a stupid guy who can do this like that." Are you clear, Manhar? Go ahead and say.
So when Wally slammed him on the floor, then he died, and then he like threw him 4 miles away. Then he came in Matanga Rishi's ashram, and Matanga Rishi cursed Wali that if a monkey comes 4 miles to my ashram, then he will die instantly. And if his ministers come here, then they will become statues for thousands and thousands of years.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful listening. Back to Aditya. Aditya, are you there?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, you'll be narrating the summary after I say, okay? Although Vali tried to pacify the Rishi, he was unable to, and he has been afraid to approach this place ever since. Over there, see, this guy, Vali, he wanted to pacify the Rishi, but he was unable to do so. See, whatever he did to his brother is coming back to him. Are you able to note that point? His brother was trying to pacify to him, but he didn't listen. Now, the same thing is happening to him, isn't it? Do you understand? Are you able to understand, kids? Vali is now trying to pacify the Rishi wouldn't hear. Did you hear to your brother Sugriva? No, right? How will the Rishi hear? If you have been kind to someone, you will get the same kind of reciprocation back. If you have not been kind to someone, you will not get any reciprocation from anybody. Nobody will be kind to you because you don't deserve it. You've been doing actions that are not right. Okay, are you able to understand? This is very important point. Aditya,
Yes.
you need to, yeah.
And basically,
Aditya, did you get it? If not, I can explain again.
Can you explain it again?
Yeah, please. Where are you guys? Again, bring your mind back. There's just 10 more or 12 more minutes. Okay. So, okay. Yeah, you explain. Yeah. Go ahead.
So what happened is that like ever since Vali like killed the Dundabi, like he's been trying
Oh, wait,
to
this one? I can explain this one.
No. He's saying something. Why? What
Oh.
I said. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
and then
Varun.
and then Vali, he was like trying to pacify that Rishi. But the Rishi, he would never listen. And like now, like the same thing is like coming back to him, where Sugriva is like trying to pacify Vali, except Vali isn't like listening to Sugriva.
Like how Vali is not listening to Sugriva, we also see this Rishi wouldn't listen to.
Listening to Vali.
Correct. Exactly. Whatever you do to others comes back to you. You understand this, Aditya?
like karma.
Yes,
Yeah,
Mataji,
exactly.
his karma for like mistreating Sugriva. He's
Yeah.
getting it back right now.
Correct. So if you are bad to others, you will also be treated badly by others. Okay. That is the important point, and that is why we need to be as good as possible. Have developed these Vaishnava qualities. How we can develop by hearing Krishna Katha, Rama Katha, chanting the glories of the holy names of the Lord. That is the way we can get involved. That is the way our heart will cleanse. Why am I saying listen? So that you can purify your hearts, so that you can become good boys and girls. Okay. So Mataji will be very happy if you are all good boys. Govinda, sit down dear. Don't distract the class. Good job. You are such a nice boy. Very, all the classes you are attending, isn't it? So nice. Now, Aditya, listen, and everybody else also, of course. So now, although Vali tried to pacify this Rishi, he was unable to, and he has been afraid to approach this place ever since. Over there, you see the bones of the great demon. You can imagine how powerful Dundubi must have been. How then can you hope to defeat Vali? So now, because this particular question, why he is describing this Dundubi episode is because he wants to understand, make Rama understand, oh, this guy Vali is not an easy person. You are saying, I'll slain him. But this guy Vali is so powerful. He is so capable. He even, destroyed this guy Dundubi. His bones are so strong. That much strong he is. And Rama, you don't take him very lightly. It's not like that. Lakshmana, he then laughed, realizing Sugriva doubted Rama's ability to kill Vali. A very intricate point. Okay. Aditya, are you able to understand the intricacy? Because this
Sugriva
guy
didn't know Rama's power.
Correct. And that is why he's saying the story to make him understand how powerful Vali is. And Lakshmana, hearing this conversation, is like, oh God, you don't know about Rama's prowess. And I understand, Sugriva, you're doubting Rama. This is like not good. He asked, what feat could Ram do to prove his prowess and set your mind at ease? Do you think Rama should do something to prove himself? Like that he's asking. Lakshmana is asking Sugriva. Sugriva replied, once at this place, Vali pierced 7 large trees with 7 arrows. If Rama could split one of these trees with a single arrow, then kick the remains of Dundubi a distance of 200 bow lengths, I would consider him a suitable match of Vali. What was that? He's asking. See, this place, Vali pierced 7 large trees with 7 arrows. Even if Rama can pierce one of these trees with one of his arrow and then kick the remains of this guy Dundubi to a very large distance, that is 200 bow lengths, I would consider then this guy is a suitable match for Vali. Would you be able to do that, Rama? Like that he's asking. Are you clear? Do you want me to repeat? Are you good?
I'm good.
But then, okay, good. Hearing this, now what happened? Rama effortlessly lifted the skeleton of Dundubi with his big toe and sporting flung it at a distance of 80 miles. Can you believe, kids? 80 miles, 80. Even so, Sugriva said, when Vali threw Dundubi's body, it was heavy with flesh and blood. Moreover, he was greatly fatigued from fighting. Since the Karas is now much lighter, it is impossible to judge who is powerful, you or Vali. So now Vali, means Sugriva is making a judgment. Who is powerful? Is Rama powerful or is Vali powerful? Like that. And now, see, Vali had a fight with Dundubi and he would have become very tired now after the fight. And then he threw this guy Dundubi at a great distance. But here in this case, Rama didn't fight with Dundubi. He is just simply throwing Dundubi. That's all. And that too, it would have been heavy at the time when he died, isn't it? He would have been heavier at the time when he had died. But now he's just flesh and bones. So, I mean, now he is much probably lighter than how he was before. So who is powerful? I'm not able to decide. Even though he threw at an 80-mile distance, still Sugriva is not able to decide as to who is powerful. Okay, Aditya, you can go and summarize it here. Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I was eating. Okay, so Sugriva, he didn't know like Rama's power, so then he told Rama, oh, Vali is really powerful, you don't want to mess around with him. He's even lifted up Dundubi's skeleton, which is like really, really big. So then Rama, Lakshmana, he was like kind of laughing how he's doubting Rama's power. And then Rama lifted up the skeleton and he threw it 80 miles. And then Sugriva, he's confused and he's like, who's powerful, Rama or Vali?
No, before that he said, in order to decide Rama's prowess, I need Rama to prove something. What are the two things he had to prove? One was Dundubi, throwing Dundubi, and he threw 80 miles away. Then what was another thing?
Another thing was
shoot.
Vali pierced 7 trees with 7 arrows, and he asked Rama to pierce 1 tree with 1 arrow.
Correct. Aditya, did you get it? So Vali happened to pierce 7 trees with 7 of his arrows, but Rama, he said, Rama, if you can pierce one of these trees with 1 of your arrows, that is good enough to prove your prowess.
And then 1 arrow pierced like a lot of trees.
No, that we didn't see yet. I haven't come to that part yet. We just saw Dundubi's part, that's all. Now, maybe next, Varun, you can listen to this part here, okay? Varun, are you there? You'll be summarizing the next portion, okay? So at that time, Rama took up his bow and released a powerful arrow that pierced all 7 trees. Can you imagine, kids? All the 7 trees with 1 arrow, that's it. All of them entered the earth, went down to the bottom of the universe, and after 1 hour returned to his skewer. That bow returned to his skewer. Sugriva was struck with wonder and he reverently bowed at Rama's lotus feet. Rama then embraced Sugriva again. 3rd time he is embracing. Okay, so first time when they first met, and the 2nd time he embraced him. At what point he embraced him? So he embraced him at another instance, right? When he actually gave him the advice, don't lament, don't do this, you lose all your energy and you'll be depleted in energy and so on. That time he embraced him again. And now for the 3rd time, he embraced him. Okay. And then Sugriva was struck with wonder. And then he embraced Sugriva. Rama embraced Sugriva and suggested, let us now go to Kishkinta. You should go ahead and challenge Vali, while Lakshmana and I hide behind some trees just outside the city gates. So you go and challenge Vali. Go, do that. And then Lakshmana and we will hide behind the trees. That is what we will do. When Sugriva arrived at Kishkinta, he let out a loud roar challenging his brother. As Vali heard it, he immediately rushed out, excited with rage, just like a sun emerges from behind the hill. In great anger, Vali and Sugriva struck each other with their fists. However, Rama watched the fight. He could not discern of which of the two is Vali. They were looking so alike. For the 2 brothers looked exactly alike. Thus, Rama refrained from discharging his arrows, causing Sugriva to think that he was unwilling to help him. Indeed, Sugriva was getting the worst of the fight and finally ran away barely alive and battered, soaked in his own blood. As Vali chased Sugriva, he taunted, "Coward, run for your life. This time I shall spare you." So now Sugriva, he went to fight with this guy, Vali, just because Rama told him to fight. Okay. And Rama said, Lakshmana and I will be behind watching you fight. You go and fight and we will help you at a time of need. But then what happened? Rama could not distinguish who was Sugriva, who was Vali. Can you believe this instance? If he killed one, mistaking the other, then Sugriva's life will be in danger, isn't it? So he didn't want to take a chance. And Sugriva, he couldn't fight with this guy Vali because he was so powerful and his power is not comparatively greater than Vali's. So just he tried to his best, but then he couldn't do anything, and then he started to run back because his life was at stake. And you are running like this. Oh my God, this time I'll spare you, but the next time I will not spare you. Sugriva then took shelter of the forest by Matanga Ashrama, and soon after Rama, Lakshmana, Hanuman arrived there. Sugriva reproached Rama. If you did not intend to kill Vali, why did you encourage me to go there? Why did you make me challenge him? I would have been better here, staying here. I'm not willing, if I'm not willing to kill your elder brother. If you would have said, oh, I'm not willing to kill your elder brother Vali, I would have better stayed here. Why did you ask me to challenge this guy? Then Rama explained that he could not distinguish who was in the fight. Both of you appeared identical. It was for this reason, Rama said, I hesitated to discharge my arrow. He told Sugriva to mark himself with something that would distinguish himself from his brother. Some identification you put so that I'm able to distinguish you and your brother Vali. Thereafter, Sugriva again set out for Kishkinda, accompanied by Rama, Lakshmana and Hanuman also this time. When they reached the outskirts of the city, Sugriva strode forward, challenging his brothers with loud roars. Again, he did a loud roar like he did last time. Then like how a sun would emerge from the hill, this guy emerged, right? This Vali. And then they concealed themselves. And the others, this guy is roaring so that Vali will come out, and the others actually hid behind in the trees and the bushes. Okay, this is what happened so far. Okay, Varun, can you go ahead?
So what happened is that Rama took the bow and he pierced all the 7 trees with the one arrow. And Sugriva, he was very surprised. He was struck with wonder. And then Rama, he said he embraced Sugriva, and then he said, now you have to go to Kishkinda and you have to challenge Vali. And Rama and I, we will hide behind the trees. And with anger, and Vali and Sugriva, they chased each other. But then the problem was Rama couldn't tell who was Vali and who was Sugriva. And Vali chased Sugriva, and he taunted him, and he called him a coward. And then when Sugriva came back, Rama told him to mark himself so he could distinguish Rama and not Rama, Sugriva and Vali.
Correct. Absolutely, you're right. So now again they are going. Did you say that part, dear Varun? Again.
Yeah, again they're going. And now since Sugriva's marked, he let out that roar again, and then he challenged Vali.
Yeah, and others are hiding behind. This time Hanuman is also included.
Yeah, this time
Mataji, I have a question.
Go ahead, dear Suraj. Very good job, Varun. Yeah, go ahead.
What did Sugriva mark himself with?
Yeah, he probably would have distinguished himself.
He will maybe use something.
No, let's not assume anything. We will see. We will see what's going on. Probably they will explain. If not, we should not assume anything. Okay. We should never use our intelligence and our brain to assume these things. Acharyas have to say, otherwise we should say, no, I don't know. Okay. Because this is very important. In the scriptures, we are not eligible to comment. If we don't know, we have to say, I don't know. If they are saying something here, Suraj, I will definitely let you know. And otherwise, I need to find that out. Okay. We need to see what Acharyas have said. That's very important because they only get the revelation. We are still impure, isn't it? So that's why we cannot get that revelations that Acharyas get. Okay. So the next part, I think Shiva, go ahead, dear. You have to listen to this part. Okay. Vali was inside the lady's apartments when he heard Sugriva summon him. In the fit of rage, he ran up from his street, storming out of the room in heavy strides. In great anxiety, Vali's wife Tara clung to her husband, imploring him, "My dear lord, please cast aside your anger. Don't be angry. Please don't get angry. Calm down and consider this matter carefully. You have already beaten Sugriva severely. Very severe it is. Thus, it's quite suspicious. He should return sore. He is returning soon and he is roaring with confidence. That means there is a symptom of suspiciousness. How can a person who is beaten so severely come back again with so much daringness? How is this possible? How can this happen? I'm not convinced. So that is why I'm asking you to listen to this matter carefully. Somebody is telling, na, but this guy is not in a position to listen. Why? Because he's in anger. If you are in anger, will you be able to listen to the sensible words of a person? No. Even if it is a great advice, you will reject that advice because Smriti Brahmstak Buddhi Nasho. Your buddhi and intelligence is gone somewhere. You're giving it to somebody. How will you be able to listen? It is a very valid advice. Somebody is telling, your life is in danger. You have beaten him severely and this person is coming again. Means something is suspicious about it. How can he become so confident again now, today? So this is what you need to be careful about. I must conclude that to act so boldly, Sugriva must be accompanied by his strong ally. Some strong force is there. Our son Angada has received information from the spies that Rama and Lakshmana have come here and made an alliance friendship with Sugriva. Since Rama himself is inconceivably powerful compared to Vishnu himself, you should not risk and create enmity with him. Please settle this by making Sugriva the heir apparent and thus establish friendship with Rama. So Angada is whose son? Vali's son, and he has got a notification saying that Rama has made allies with who? Sugriva. And hence, you know about Rama. Rama is inconceivably powerful. He is like compared to Vishnu, and you cannot dare to fight with him. And therefore, you make Sugriva the heir apparent. And then you actually make friendships with Rama. This is what you need to do. Okay, Shiva, summarize this, dear.
Sugriva again roared really loudly and like Wally was in some kind of a lady type of thingy, and he came out running, and his wife said that you should not fight with him because Sugriva made friendship with Rama and Lakshman, and he's so powerful he could split 7 trees.
That was done before, but here the point is Angada. Tell about Angada.
And Angada had a notification that Rama and Lakshman were friends with Sugriva.
Correct. So now we have to be careful because Rama is as powerful as Vishnu himself. So you need to give this give this kingdom to Sugriva and become friends with Rama. Okay, are you clear? We'll just do 2 more paragraphs and call it for a day, and I'll ask questions. Okay. So the next person is Akshara. Can you listen, dear?
Yes.
Yes, good. Being destined to die, Vali could not accept the sound advice. Thus he responded, saying, I can't tolerate such arrogance from my younger brother. As far as Rama, I have no quarrel with him. He's a virtuous Kshatriya. I have no fear that he would harm a person that bears no enmity. Saying this, Vali stormed out. See, he's able to give his own reasoning. Somebody is saying, giving a good advice, don't go, make tally. At least your life will be, you will be alive. But then no, Vali doesn't want to listen to his advice. He just has his own mind, right? Because we work based on what our likes and dislikes are. So Vali, he immediately just strung out and saying, oh no, I don't have any enmity with
Mataji?
Vali. Yeah?
I have to go now.
Who's this?
Me, Akshara.
Oh, Akshara has to go. Okay, no problem, dear. Who's the next after Akshara? Is it Suraj or Manhar, Govind? I don't know. Who wants to say?
I'm fine with going.
Okay, good. Okay, now Rama is saying, see, this guy Vali is saying, I'll go, there's no quarrel with Rama. He's a good Kshatriya. I don't have any problem with him. I'll go and fight. And Rama has nothing to do with me because I don't personally have enmity with him. And I'm not going to allow the arrogance of my younger brother bother me. I can't tolerate it. Never. Saying this, Vali stormed out of the city, hissing with rage. He confronted Sugriva and fierce struggle ensued. As before, Vali eventually began to gain the upper hand. Then Sugriva signaled Rama, indicating that his strength was waning. He's indicating Rama, my strength is, getting decreased. And seeing that, Sugriva, please mute Suraj, you have to mute. Seeing that Sugriva was near to the point of collapse, Rama fitted a powerful arrow onto his bowstring. He released the arrow and it flashed through the air like a lightning, piercing Vali deep in the chest. However, even though bathed in his own blood lying on the ground, Vali did not immediately give up his life, for he was wearing a golden chain given to him by his father Indra. So this is what happened. Dear Suraj, you would be able to do it. So what happened? Vali was, both of them were fighting at some
Wait,
point.
did the golden chain like give him like what exactly did it give him?
Yeah, it probably gave him immediately. He didn't die because of that golden chain. Maybe it protected him to live a little bit longer.
Mataji, I've heard from various sources that Vali had a boon from some demigod that let him take half of the power of whoever is fighting him.
Yeah, that is also true. That is also true. He, if Sugriva has 100% strength, 50%, whoever he is fighting with, he'll get 50% of his strength. You're right, dear Suraj. That is right. But then we are talking about the golden chain. Vali did not immediately give up the life, for he was wearing a golden chain given to him by his father. So something is there on that part as well. So I will talk about Vali's death in detail in next class. Also making some references from our acharyas other than what is given in the book, so that we are very clear why did Rama kill him and what was the intricacy behind that. We can understand it in next class. For now, Suraj, you can go ahead and summarize.
Mataji, can I say something?
Yeah, I'm sorry kids, I'm today not well, but yeah, go ahead dear Suraj.
Okay, so Mataji, this is what happened. First, Sugriva again went to challenge Vali because this time he knew Rama could help him. Okay, so he went and then he went and he shouted loudly, "Yeah, that I challenge you." Okay, and then Vali got really mad and tried to get up to fight him, but then his wife told him, "Be careful, Sugriva just got beat up."
I think we covered that part, right? We covered that part because that was covered by Shiva. You just talk about the part that is relevant to you, because now these guys are fighting and what happened as a result of the fight. That is good enough, dear.
Okay, as a result of the fight, Rama saw the gold chain on Vali.
No, he happened to pierce this barrow. I mean, Vali was pierced in his, because Sugriva was hinting him, see, my strength is decreasing. So what happened is, then Rama pierced his bow on Vali's chest, and then Vali did not immediately give up because of this golden chain that was given to him by his dad. Yeah, you can see.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what.
Wait, Mataji, Vali's father was Indra?
Yes, King Indra.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my question is like, since Vali's father was Indra and Sugriv's father was Suryadev, then how are they brothers?
So I will look into this and get back to you kids. Sugriva, Vali, what is the relationship? Because see, remember as it happened, So Sugriva also replied that his father died, and because of which Vali became the elder prince of king of Kishkinda. We can understand that, okay?
My guess is just that maybe it was like how the five Pandavas became brothers.
No,
So
no,
not
let's, I will confirm it in tomorrow's class, okay? Next week's class, whatever it is, okay? We will see
okay.
about what is the Wali's death about, and then we'll also see about what is their parentage, how it does look like, okay? And we will understand that a little bit deep. Okay, kids? Okay, so let's just do our obeisances and get adjourned for today. So Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripasindubhyevacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrind ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Srimad Ramayan ki Jai. Thank you so much for your attentive listening and brilliant questions. I will get back to you. And sorry, I'm not able to take Bhagavad Gita classes because of conflict that I have, and I'm not able to work the timings. I really miss you all, guys. So hope you're all doing well in the other classes, but I really miss you. Okay, see you all next time, and have a great day. Bye, kids.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Wow.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.